All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Donald Trump, President Trump, went on Truth Social and posted this to the world. He says, "My next truth will be one of the most important and impactful I have ever issued. Enjoy." He did this a few hours ago, and now a few hours later, we see posts like this on X from George here. He says, "Pray for Trump. He just declared war against the real and the big pharma drug cartel, telling gigantic conglomerates that their days of ripping off Americans are over. Is like an assassination wish." Now you may be wondering, yes, Trump's announcement is literally about big pharma and going to war against them. Now we're going to go exactly to what Trump just posted because this is huge news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking: President Trump announces that he will be signing one of the most consequential executive orders in history that will reduce prescription drug prices by 30 to 80%. Just 3 hours earlier, Trump teased his next Truth Social post will be one of the most impactful and important posts he would ever make. Now, here we go. Let's go right into the beginning of this because, yeah, Donald Trump is declaring war against Big Pharma, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. This is what Democrats and progressives claimed that they were going to do, right? They were going to go to war against Big Pharma. Donald Trump has been on fire lately. Not sure if you guys been keeping track, but he's been literally like he initiated a peace deal between India and Pakistan after the war broke out against two nuclear powers in the Middle East and of course, in the world. So Trump just brought somebody home. He just finished working with the Qataris. He just finished working with a whole bunch of Trump is on fire right now. Trump is on fire with stopping deaths, right? Now he has Vladimir Putin coming to the table to finally talk to Vladimir Zelensky. He's on fire right now. The stock market is booming. Stock market is probably going to soar even more. China and the United States are announcing a deal tomorrow, right? Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent literally announced that the United States and China have something big going on and announcing tomorrow. So we're looking forward to crypto markets and stock markets going up. But this announcement right here, I just listed you a bunch of the things that Trump is doing that has been getting a lot of, been giving a lot of Americans motivation to say, whoa, this guy is killing it right now. Things didn't look too good with the tariffs, but now it's all coming back around. The markets have priced it in. Things are going up, right? China's finally caving in and accepting a deal. India and Pakistan are at peace for the time being because Trump stepped into the middle. Israel, Palestine, that's all getting solved out. Trump is putting his foot down on many different things. Things are starting to make sense. And we're just only on May 11th today. And then he comes out with this announcement. And so we're going to read it here. For many years, the world has wondered why prescription drugs and pharmaceuticals in the United States of America were so much higher in price than they were in any other nation, sometimes being 5 to 10 times more expensive than the same drug manufactured in the same exact laboratory or plant by the same company? Question marks, Trump says. It was always difficult to explain, very embarrassing because, in fact, there was no correct or rightful answer to that. The pharmaceutical drug companies would also say for years that it was research and development costs that made it that expensive. Now, we know that that's BS. And all the costs were and would be for no reason whatsoever borne by the suckers of America alone. Right? Campaign contributions can do wonders, but not with me. He's speaking of Big Pharma there. Again, Trump, pray for Trump, man. I was serious. I'm really serious about that one. Not with me and not with the Republican Party. We are going to do the right thing, something that the Democrats have fought for many years. Therefore, I am pleased to announce that tomorrow morning in the White House at 9 a.m., I will be signing the most important and consequential executive orders in our country's history. Prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices will be reduced almost immediately by 30% to 80%. They will rise throughout the world in order to equalize. And for the first time in many years, and I quote, let's go to the next one right here. And I quote, they will be reduced by the rest of the world in order to equalize and, says Trump, for the first time in many years, bring fairness to America. I will be instituting a most favored nations policy whereby the United States will pay the same price as the nation that pays the lowest price anywhere in the world. Our country will finally be treated fairly, and our citizens' healthcare costs will be reduced by numbers never thought out before. Additionally, on top of everything else, the United States will save trillions of dollars. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, says Donald Trump. So again, this is a huge deal. Donald Trump announcing that his aim for signing this deal is that we pay the same price that the lowest nation pays for the prescription drugs, right? He also claims that it is very embarrassing, and it's really a black eye in the United States of America that we have allowed this to this point. This is progressivism. Yeah. Forget the whole, like, we're talking about progress. We're talking about the party of progress, Democrats. You would never, ever get something like this by voting for, I guess, the last two candidates. You're not going to get this from Tim Walz. You're not going to get this from Gavin Newsom. You're not going to get this from Kamala Harris. You're not going to get this from any future presidents. This guy's putting it all on the line. He's putting it all on the line. And the internet is blazed. The internet is on fire. Trump has announced some of the biggest actions there are. Big Pharma. The pharmaceutical companies that benefit from me and you, from people being sick. I mean, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get banned from here. But you know what I mean when it comes to how much they pay, how much they advertise, how much they control. This is going to be a very interesting time in the United States of America. And we're only in May. We've seen the stock market rise. We've seen tariffs turn around and start to work. We've seen China announce tomorrow that a trade deal that will basically boom the stock market. We've seen things go from down to uncertainty. So we're pretty certain that it's about to be a crazy, great 3 years, 4 years left. It's going to be good. The foundations and the seeds have been planted, but reducing immediately 30% to 80% on prescription drugs, calling out the cartels that really run America. If you know what I mean. I don't want to say too much, but you guys know what I mean by this. So you want to talk about progressivism? You want to talk about bringing it all together? Trump is doing it right now by taking a huge chance and signing this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down below. It's going down in less than 24 hours.